The gunman in the Poway synagogue shooting in court, facing the family and friends of victims before learning his sentence. The deadline approaching for California healthcare workers to get vaccinated. How local hospitals are handling the mandate and why some local nurses are pushing back. Why the CDC says it's adding urgency to its recommendation for expectant mothers to get vaccinated. ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
All of a sudden, I felt like a third of me was gone. And overnight, the world learned about Lori, our beloved Lori.
Friends and family giving emotional testimony this morning, sharing how their lives were forever changed when a gunman opened fire on the congregation at Chabad of Poway. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Virginia Cha. Today, that gunman is in court facing victims' loved ones before hearing his sentence. ABC 10 News reporter Nate Holmes joins us live from outside the downtown courthouse. Nate, so much emotion from survivors this morning.
Virginia, a lot of emotion filled inside of the courtroom this morning. But even before the court session started, the survivors lined up in the hallway, and you can see tears in some of their eyes. Others giving each other hugs and embracing each other before going inside. Now, the first person to speak this morning was the husband of Lori Gilbert Kay, and he says that his wife was a good woman, a member of the community, and, quote, a daughter of charity.
The loss of Lori has left my daughter and myself with deep loneliness, which with time gets no better. The reason is Lori had such a powerful and positive energy. Without it, just exceedingly difficult for us to go on at times. However, through our Jewish faith, we have found the way to move forward and again take the high road into the future. Thank God.
You could hear the pain and passion in his voice as he read his statement. He referred to Ernest as an evil murderer.
The day of Lori's murder was profound. It occurred 6 days after the Feast of Passover, when this was her last and best Passover ever with family, friends, and strangers, and she gave blessings to everybody. In addition, the day she was murdered also is very holy, being the Sabbath day and the conclusion of our Passover holiday, where prayers for our deceased family and martyred dead are said, spoke of universal symbolism. No one should miss the connection of how, again, an example of a low, evil being can destroy the best and loved in our society.
Lori's sister was also here. She recalled the moment she found out Lori was shot. She says she has hate for the person who killed her sister.
What do you say in front of the person who killed my sister? I hate you.
John Ernest seemed unfazed as the survivors addressed the court. Nearly 20 people are expected to speak this morning. John Ernest's attorney requested the defendant be able to make a statement before the court, but the judge denied his request. The judge says based on Ernest's previous behavior in the courtroom and his initial court and police statements, he was not going to let Ernest, quote, use this as a platform to make any anti-Semitic statements. Ernest faces federal and state charges, but this morning's sentencing will be handed down by the state. Ernest pleaded guilty to all of the charges against him, including the arson of a mosque in Escondido. He's slated to get 137 years to life in the state's case. Now, once witnesses finish making their statements, the judge will then hand down the sentence. And we have another team actually inside of the courtroom, and we will bring all the information to you during our later editions of 10 News, of course, during our 4, 5, and 6 o'clock shows. Live in downtown, Nate Holmes, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Nate. So today, Ernest will learn his sentence for the state charges, but this won't be his last appearance in court. He is still awaiting sentencing on more than 100 federal charges, including dozens of counts of attempted murder. In his plea agreement with the Department of Justice, he admitted his attacks were motivated by his hatred for Jews. Federal prosecutors have recommended a life sentence plus 30 years. That sentencing is scheduled for December. Meanwhile, the governor recently signed a bill aimed at closing a loophole that allowed the Poway gunman to buy his weapon. ABC 10 News first discovered that loophole after the shooting back in 2019. It allowed Ernest to use a state hunting license to purchase the gun. Only his hunting license wasn't yet valid. It turned out the state doesn't check the validity of those licenses during its background check. Otherwise, Ernest's purchase would have been flagged. Under the new law, those checks will happen with an automatic system starting July 2025. You can find more on that and today's sentencing by going to 10news.com. Well, today is the deadline for California healthcare workers to get vaccinated or file for an exemption. ABC 10 News reporter Marie Cornell joins us live. Marie, there are other high-risk situations that have been added to this vaccine mandate list.
Yeah, Virginia, so in addition to healthcare settings, the state has also added senior care facilities and those involved in home care services to the list. Healthcare workers have until today to show proof they've gotten at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine or have filed for an exemption as mandated by the state. So far, Sharp Healthcare says almost 92% of their total workforce are vaccinated, while 539 are still unvaccinated. Scripps Health says about 93% of its workforce have been vaccinated, with about 140 employees who have not complied or received an exemption. That's less than 1% of its workforce. If they aren't compliant by the end of the day, Scripps says they will be fired. But Scripps adds they will hire them back if they get vaccinated. Other local health systems, including Kaiser and Palomar Health, are putting non-compliant employees on unpaid leave for a month or two before they face termination. ABC 10 News spoke with a nurse who has worked for Rady Children's Hospital for more than 12 years. She doesn't believe a vaccine mandate will keep patients and staff safe.
Those of us who are not vaccinated are the safest people in the room with these pediatric patients. We are tested twice a week. We wear PPE. And so the other nurses who have decided to get the vaccine, they are not tested. And as we know, those who have even had the full series of COVID vaccinations can still come down with the disease. They can still be infected.
Earlier this week, the state health department sent this letter out saying all workers in adult and senior care facilities and in home care services must also be vaccinated by the end of November. The letter cites among the nearly 20,000 confirmed COVID-19 outbreaks in the state during the pandemic, 47% were connected to high-risk settings such as adult and senior care facilities or in-home care services, where they say many cases have been tracked back to those who are not vaccinated. Now, we did reach out to the other healthcare systems in our area to find out where they are in terms of their compliance lists, and we're still waiting to hear back from them. Reporting from home, Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Marie. Tonight, San Diego Unified Parents will have a chance to talk to district leaders and healthcare professionals about coronavirus vaccines. The discussion comes after the school board approved a vaccine mandate. Students 16 and older will need to get their first dose by November 29th, the second one by December 20th. If they don't get fully vaccinated, they will be enrolled in the district's virtual academy. Staff will also need to get their second dose by December 20th. The forum tonight begins at 5:30. You can find the link to the Zoom meeting on the district website. Meanwhile, we're waiting to hear what a judge says about a local group's challenge to block mask mandates in schools. The groups Let Them Breathe and Reopen California Schools have an emergency hearing to request a temporary restraining order on the enforcement of those guidelines. California is requiring students and faculty to wear masks indoors regardless of vaccination status. The lawsuit argues the mandate is harmful to students. Well, the CDC is urging pregnant women to get vaccinated against COVID-19. The urgent recommendation is coming after the CDC reported the highest number of pregnant women to die in a month. 22 pregnant women died from the infection, they say, in August. Vaccination rates are low among pregnant women at only 31%. The CDC says COVID can cause babies to be born sick early or be stillborn. The statement from the agency says the benefits of vaccination for both moms-to-be and their unborn babies outweigh any potential risks. Overnight in Escondido, one person killed, several injured after a violent crash. We have footage from the scene around 11:30 last night. It happened at West Valley Parkway and Kashmir. According to a CHP officer, the driver of the white Honda you see lost control, crashed into a tree and a light pole. 2 people were thrown from the car. Firefighters cut the remaining 3 out using the jaws of life. The CHP is now investigating the cause of this crash.